Hello again. This is John. It's November 26, 2011. I'm here in the Bridge Street Cemetery in Northampton, Massachusetts, in the Clapp family burial plot before the grave of Mrs. Sally Maminash. And we're going to talk a little bit about her and some of the local native people who lived in the Connecticut River Valley area, Hadley, Northampton, Amherst, in the 18th and 19th century. As an introduction, I'm going to read to you from Sally's somewhat badly faded tombstone. It reads as follows: Sally Maminash, last of the Indians here, a niece of Oakham, a Christian, died in family of Warham and Sophia Clapp, January 3rd, 1853, at age 88. Her father was Joseph. He's been identified as a man of local native origin, a Podunk, a Nonotuck, or possibly a Pocumtuck. He actually ended up serving in King George's War in 1745 as part of Nathan Whiting's 11th Company in the assault on Louisburg. He died in 1767, and he's buried up on Hospital Hill. Right now in an unmarked grave, unfortunately. He apparently had a headstone with a turtle emblem on it, but it was stolen in the 1860s, so we don't know exactly where he's buried. But Sally's mother, Elizabeth, was actually a woman of Mohegan origin, and she had a few important relatives, among them Samson Oakham, who, if any of you study local 18th century history, he was actually a native missionary, also a Mohegan, of course. He founded Moore's Charity School, which went on to become Dartmouth, and also the Brotherton Community of Indians, which was initially established in New York and later moved on to Wisconsin. Unfortunately, Elizabeth met a rather unpleasant death. Local tradition has it that in 1779, at around age 60, she was stoned to death by some local boys. Very sad. She's also was buried up next to her husband on Hospital Hill, and today, unfortunately, her grave is also unmarked. As a young girl, Sally was described as being rather wild, passionate, and willful. She grew up in the community, amongst the white and native community. The native community was made up of several families. Some of the names we have recorded down today for them were the Bakemans, the Geigers, the Browns, and the Burrs. They were, pretty kind of existing on sort of in a lower class status, maybe out on the fringes of town. Some of them were mixed bloods, some of them were native. They were broom makers, barbers, herbal doctors. Some of them, would move around the valley and ply their trade, not necessarily stay here in town. They definitely had a presence. And Sally herself was known as an itinerant weaver and spinner. She actually ended up joining the First Church of Northampton in 1816 with the Bakemans, who were a family of Nipmuc origin. And Sally did stay in the community for quite some time, and when she grew older and not necessarily could take care of herself, she was taken in by a local well-known family, the Clapps, and who apparently took quite a liking to her, a fondness for her, and they decided to bury her here in their family plot. As I've already mentioned, Sally was not the last of the Indians here, not by a long shot. She died, but other local native families continued to live in the area for quite some time. Some of them, their descendants, live in the area today. So it's kind of unfortunate that we really don't know a lot about them, or this kind of thing isn't taught to us in school, but and some historians would want to just make you think these people, after, say, King Philip's War, didn't live here anymore at all, but that's actually not the case. And hopefully this video will spark some interest in you to learn more about these people and their contributions to New England society in the 18th and 19th century. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon with my next video in my Native Northampton series. Alright, till then, goodbye.